Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what I believe is the best way to paint a raw plastic bumper. I'm going to show you guys what we do and how we get good results. I guess step one is to make sure you actually have a raw plastic bumper. Some come with primer on them. I can go over that in a different video, not for this video. And the way we tell is you can take an inconspicuous spot like this. This really doesn't going to matter. And we do a solvency test. We use either lacquer thinner or reducer, and I'll show you what that does. We put a little bit in an inconspicuous spot, and you can rub it. And if it's got a primer on there, I'm not going to say all the time, but most of the time it will come off. Rag is clean. This is a raw plastic bumper. Probably the most critical step for a raw plastic bumper is cleaning it. These bumpers have mold release agents from the factory. And sometimes you may see some people with bumpers and the paint's just flaking off. Could be some other reasons, but one of the reasons is they didn't get all the mold release agents. And then once they had it sprayed, it popped it and lifted the paint. That could be one reason. But with any raw plastic, you have to clean it very well. Hot, soapy water. Hot soapy water if you don't have any other chemicals. See if I can show you guys what we use too as well. There it is. Scuff paste. That and a gray scuff pad also cleans it with water. But heck, if you don't have any of that, I mean hot soapy Dawn water. So you got it 100% clean, washed off soap and water, scuff paste with the Scotch-Brite, and now you got it in the booth. It's 100% clean. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to solvent clean it, but we have a specific anti-static for plastics and fiberglass, but you could probably just use grease and wax remover. I know some people might not say that, but we have a specific anti-static that we use. So we're going to do that next. Once you got it all wiped down with whatever solvent you use, you're going to want to make sure this sits to breathe. Make sure it's 100% dry before moving on to the next step. All right, we're in the booth and we've already applied our adhesion promoter. It's got a little sheen on it, you can see that. So we're going to let that dry a little bit and then put our sealer on. We got our sealer mixed up. Always put flex additive in your sealer on flexible products. It's probably not a requirement, but it definitely adds to the chip resistance and just the flexibility of it. So that's what we're doing. That's what we always do. Little tip here, guys. Got our base coat, and it's recommended on flexible parts or anything you want extra chip resistance to add a little bit of hardener. So this is the hardener for the clear we're going to be using. So we add that to the base coat just a little bit. Base coat's good and dry. We're going to go ahead and mix up our clear. And we're going to be putting flex additive in it. All right, guys, you can see here this is the end result. Just wanted to do a real quick recap on everything. Most important thing is to wash, wash, wash. You've got raw plastic, you have got to wash those mold release agents off. I dare say it's probably more important to wash it than it is to even scuff it. Once you get it washed, the second thing is to use an anti-static cleaner or some sort of solvent cleaner. Once you've cleaned it with your solvent cleaner, you want to make sure it's extremely dry. And then that brings us to your next step. Make sure you put adhesion promoter on it. I shoot Axle product. I mean, you can shoot other people's products, but as long as you use their adhesion promoter, it probably should work just fine. Just follow their recommendations on that. The next thing is you want to make sure you put flex agent in your sealer. We always do that. So we got our flex and our sealer. Then you want to make sure you put hardener in your base. That helps with the cross-linking between the sealer and the clear coat. And I just believe it gives it a little bit more flexibility. So we always put a little hardener in our base, especially on these flexible bumpers. And the last thing is just put flex in your clear. You just want to make sure you use the same products throughout, flex agent and everything, and you should be just fine. I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.